How's it, guys? Mike Morton here from Mike Morton Talks Football, and we have an incredibly exciting announcement to make. We have a new channel sponsor, and that is Ticket Pro, the guys for all your ticketing solutions. If you want to go to any PSL games, you want to watch Bafana Bafana, you want to watch your favorite teams, Kaizer Chiefs, Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, make sure to head over to Ticket Pro and get yourself sorted. They are sponsoring the channel, so we're going to have loads and loads of giveaways. Thank you very much, and check out the new guest that we have on the show, Darren Keet. Hope you enjoy the episode. How's it, guys? Welcome back to Mike Morton Talks Football. I have an amazing guest with me here, someone that we go back a very long way, Darren Keet, Bafana Bafana Goalkeeper. He's played for a host of different clubs across South Africa and in Europe. Pops, thanks for joining me.
No, you're welcome. Happy to be here, and always nice to catch up with you again and join you in your adventures.
Sure, bro. We're going to spin things a little bit differently this week. We're going to go quick fire first, get things moving nice and early, because it'll be nice, I think, to catch up on all the different things and to hear from one of the best goalkeepers South Africa's seen in a long time.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to come out swinging hard here.
All right, let's go.
Your highest moment in your football career?
Two of them, actually. Winning the league with Bidvest Wits, and I would say moving to Europe in my first year, where I helped the team make it to their very first ever cup final, and I became the youngest ever South African to play in a European cup final.
Wow, that's massive.
So, yeah, I'm happy with it.
And then to flip that coin, the lowest moment in your career?
My injury struggle. I've had one major injury in my career, and that was when we were at Cape Moya, and we weren't sure what it was, and it just lagged on for over a year. And obviously, going through that injury, not sure what's going to happen. Doc told me I might have to think about retirement and might have to practice kicking with my right foot because the left doesn't look good. But yeah, I'm a positive person, and I'm always happy to swim upstream.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was with you when you got that injury, and we didn't think it was that severe at the time. And then what was the actual diagnosis eventually?
My rectus femoris just completely snapped off my pelvis with one of my kicks. And because we caught it later on, it had already started attaching to other muscles, and we found it 10 centimeters below where it should have been.
Yeah, and this obviously the timing was horrendous because you just signed for Cape Town City as well.
Yeah, had signed for Cape Town City, and we didn't know how severe it was until we did all the proper testing through Cape Town City and things like that. And we came up with a solution, and we took it head on, and we sit here today.
Yeah. Then when we talk about highs and lows, when you experience massive highs in your career, what is your favorite way to celebrate? What's sort of the way that you would celebrate, like good moments, good wins?
I always look forward to getting home. Obviously now a lot revolves around the family, around my wife, and I really do enjoy getting home and celebrating with them. I enjoy a good beer sometimes, just sit down, relax, and go, whew, that was a tough one, but it was worth it. But then again, on the other end, when we do lose, then my son questions me about why didn't I save it, and sometimes it's both a high and a low all at the same time.
Yeah, because then on the other side of things, when things are not going so well, when things are not great, what are your things that you go to in terms of like pick me up type things? Your head out of football?
So in terms of football, I'm in it every day. So when I am at home, it's nice. I try to stay away from it a bit. I do a lot of coaching on the side also. So even when I'm away from training, I go back into coaching, help the kids, help some teenagers. But yeah, on the other end, I just I kind of lost my train of thought with that question. What was the second part of it?
No, just how you pick yourself up, or do you like to get away from football?
So I'll use an example of our last game against Stellenbosch where we lost 3-0, struggled a bit. I felt I had a good game, but made one kind of error which could have been avoided. Another one, the first goal, which could have been saved, but it beat me in the end. And you kind of feel down and out, and you hear a lot of negative things, but I look forward to the next game because I think that's another opportunity for me to prove myself again. And the very next game was SuperSport, and we kept a clean sheet. We won 1-0. So the way I deal with things is I try to get back out at it and just keep working hard and keep a positive mindset.
Yeah, that is actually something I was going to ask you about. Obviously, the Fahaz Basadine goal. I think everyone's seen the goal, obviously. Yeah. Obviously, got to give credit to him, a massive strike. But I mean, how do you, as a goalkeeper, bounce back from these type of things? Because I mean, it's not going to be the first mistake or the first time someone hits you with a screamer or something.
Yeah.
How do you bounce back from those things? Because you're like one of the most positive guys
Yeah,
that I know when it
yeah,
comes to bouncing back and dealing
yeah.
with hardships. What's the secret?
There's no secret. I want to get back at the next one. We were lucky that the next game came 3 days later, and we could put all our wrongs right again. But I think I constantly need to remind myself that I am good enough. I am worth the while of playing. Every single day at training, I try to make sure I have a positive input. I need to show why I should be playing, why I should be the number one keeper, and why I still am where I am. I think, yeah, it's just trying to have that positive mindset of going for the next one, forgetting about it, and then moving on. We've got a saying within our team where we say, clear, next action. So I think that's the important thing.
Yeah. And then when it comes to dealing with stuff online, I mean, when any of these things happen, when there's mistakes or whatever, like
Yeah,
everyone's got their 2 cents to add to everything.
yeah, I mean, as you know, everyone's a coach nowadays behind the walls of Twitter or X and Instagram. And I knew after that Stallies game that there was going to be a lot of negative things, and I just avoided it. I just never even went on because look, it does get you down. No one can avoid it. It does get you down sometimes. It makes you question yourself. But the more you can avoid it, then the better it is for yourself. So I kind of stayed away from that until we finished the Super Sport game, and then I went on to have a look. And then, as
Yeah.
expected, it was as it was. He's too old. He needs to be replaced. They need a new keeper. And that's just fire for me. I absolutely love it, and I see it as a challenge. And it makes me just want to play the next game again. I'm excited for the next game.
Yeah, that's awesome. The best advice you've ever received during your career?
That's a hard one. I don't listen to a lot of people. Best advice. I always think of Roger. He was my first professional coach. Also having Wendell as a goalkeeper coach at Bidvest at that time. As goalkeepers, as players, there's always certain areas you need to deal with. And one of the things that stuck with me from Roger was, when it came to crosses. People always talk about my ability with crosses and things like that, but Roger did play a bit of a part. I always enjoy it, but he said to me, over the first 5 meters of the ball traveling, that's when you make your decision. And when you make your decision to go, you go. If you make a decision to stay, you stay. And that was something we worked on. And then with Wendell also, he was always just said to me when I made my debut, he said, no, he said, you're here now, you must play. And that's how it is. And I think that's how I felt throughout my career, that it's my time. When it's my time to play, I must just play.
If you weren't a footballer, if you didn't become a footballer, what would you have done with
A
your
little
life?
bit of a Peter Crouch moment. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea. I decided when I was 13 years old, when I walked past Calvin Martin at Ajax Cape Town, and he greeted me, and I watched him play at Newlands. We still used to play at Newlands those days. I watched him play, and I said, that's what I want to be like one day. And I think I was 13. I was under 13 at the time, and that was my focus ever since then. I never ever had a plan B. I never went for a plan B, and I just absolutely went for it. Um, nothing really bothered me. I never have no idea what I would have been if I wasn't a footballer, because being anything else wasn't an option for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's go all in, all the eggs in one
Yeah,
basket.
yeah.
Tell us something that nobody knows about you.
A lot of people to this day think my dad was always a better goalkeeper than I ever was. The only factor was that he played back in the day when there wasn't really a professional league. So if anyone can find videos of him,
You
I'd
also
love
want
to
to see
see. I'd love to see, because this is one thing I keep hearing about is, yeah, but you weren't as good as your dad.
it. That was when they could pick the ball up in the box, like for back
You can pass
passes.
the ball back to the
Yeah,
keeper.
yeah. But I'll add one to that is that no one knows that you pretty much how close are you to being a scratch golfer.
Yeah, I know. I'm a 1.5 at the moment. I shot a 82 the other day, so my handicap went up a bit. But yeah, happy to be close to a scratch golfer, but now I don't play nearly enough.
Do you find any similarities between golf and goalkeeping, where I think about you being so like mentally strong, where like you experience a
Yeah.
setback or a mistake or whatever, and you've got to instantly like bounce back, and golf is almost identical.
Yeah. Yes. And the downside of that is I'm also very vocal on the golf course. So when I do hit a bad shot, I give a massive yell at myself, but then it's forgotten about, and I go, all right, there's always the next shot. There's always an opportunity for a good shot. And I think in goalkeeping, it's the same. In football, it's the same. You make a mistake or you miss a shot on target for strikers, the next one could be the one. And it's kind of the same method you use in golf because the next shot could be your best shot.
Yeah. And then talking about, so then in terms of your career, do you have one save or one moment that really stands out, like your best save that you made, that you had in your career, one that really sticks in the memory?
One I'll never forget. We played. I think you were there. We played Chiefs at Orlando Stadium when they were still renovating FNB for the World Cup. We played Chiefs and Kaiser Chiefs away, 6 minutes at a time for who knows what reason. And in the 97th minute, Kaiser Chiefs get a penalty because of a Rene Richards push. Were you there?
Yes, I was there.
And I saved Chabalala's penalty. He went low to my right, and I had guessed that way. And I think it was just an awesome moment because the very next camp we went to, Bafana camp, I got called up to Bafana also. And then he still said to me, he's like, I don't want to take any penalties because we always practice penalties at Bafana. And he's like, I'm not taking against you. I'm not taking against you. I said, okay. But I think that was a cool moment because I think also I was still very young. I was like 20 years old or something.
I think we went to under-20 national team camp straight after that. They picked us up and we drove to the
there?
national team camp.
No, that was the Sundowns game. Okay. Yes, and that was also a cool one. I think at the new Mbombela
There was a penalty
Stadium.
in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, I saved a penalty, and there was the dive to my left also. Yeah. So like those are the cool moments that I do remember. But yeah, there's always cool moments, I think.
If you could go back to when your career started, is there something you would change about your career?
Change about my career?
Did you make any moves or any decisions that you made in your career in terms of like moving to other clubs or doing things where you got impatient and you wanted to rather?
Yeah, so I did have a bit of that, but there's nothing that I regret.
No, it's not about regrets at all. I mean, I know you're not the type of guy to have major regrets, but if you get to look back and there's one thing you could change that you think would have maybe pushed your career in a different direction.
When I was in Belgium the first time, we had a change in coaching staff. There was a bit of the coaches didn't agree with each other, and the one coach was the head coach. The other guy thought he was the head coach, so we had two guys who were the head coaches. And there was just a little bit of conflict going on there. And I just got fed up with it. And they wanted me to stay. But I was just over it and I was looking for a move anywhere in Europe, really. And we struggled to find anything in Europe. I'm not sure why. But eventually we decided to come back to South Africa. That's when we went to Bidvest and we won the league. But if I had honestly known then what I know now, I would have rather just stuck it out because they were offering me the same money, which was good money. They were offering me like another long-term contract. And, who knows what would have happened if I had stayed there because I would have still been playing as the first choice keeper. But again, if I didn't make that decision, I wouldn't have come back and won the league. We wouldn't have won the MTN 8, or I wouldn't have won it. And then also the Telkom Cup. So, there's always ups to your downs, which I think. And then again, when I went to Belgium, they brought me in because they were trying to strengthen the team to get promotion. It was a first division team who got relegated a couple years back, and then they were looking at getting promotion again. We had investors from Leicester City, the same owners, and they were building a team, so they brought me in. I went there, and we won promotion, signed a new contract, and then they didn't see the coach as being good enough. So they brought in a new coach, but the new coach had his own ideas. And eventually it came to a situation where there were 9 of us we were told we should go train on our own. We got sent to the youth center. We went to go train on our own. I just got frustrated and I just wanted to leave. Whereas again, if I just stuck out those few months till January, I probably would have got another transfer to another team in Belgium. But I just kind of got frustrated and just wanted to leave. And that's when we came to Cape Town for the next few months. But again, if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have been at Cape Town City now. So, and my family wouldn't have been enjoying Cape Town as we do, being closer to the family and things like that. So I think everything happens for a reason. And like I said, you always think of things you could do differently, but I don't have any regrets.
Yeah. How did the move to Belgium come about? Because I remember you went over for a stage and you were almost like looking for clubs there. I mean, you went to 1 or 2 or 3 clubs when you first went over there.
Yeah, so there was an agent, a Belgian agent. He came to watch a couple of our games and he actually came to watch Valerie Nahayo because he was taking Valerie Nahayo to Ghent. And during that game, he had seen me play and he asked if I have any interest. I said,
booked the flight.
Yeah, I'll pay for myself to get there. And he had taken me to Ghent. I had a good session at Ghent, did all my testing and stuff. And then we had a meeting with the director, and they felt I wasn't tall enough. They were looking for a goalkeeper slightly bigger, so I went to another club that was Kortrijk and had a session there with them, and they were happy with me. The coach watched from the office. I had a session with a goalkeeper coach, and they both decided there and then that they want to sign me. And I came back to South Africa. The transfer deal was done. I said to Sandra, who was my girlfriend at that time, I said, look, this is the situation. I'm going. And she's like, are you serious? I said, yeah, I'm going. I said, are you coming with? She said, I'm coming with. And within 2 weeks, we were in Belgium. So it happened pretty quickly, but it was cool the way it happened.
Yeah, when you speak about the first club, Ghent, not was it Ghent that said that
Ghent,
yeah, that you weren't tall enough. Please explain to the audience how important like height is in Europe in terms of goalkeepers and
Yeah, they look for stature. They look for presence. They do look for a taller goalkeeper because obviously crosses and set pieces is a massive part of the European game.
But
So
how tall are you? I mean,
I'm 183.
and that what are they
They
looking for?
wanted 188, 187. So I was 5 centimeters too short. But on the other hand, my wingspan's 192.
Did they take that into consideration? Because you have like the longest arms.
They don't. No.
Like your
They
arms
don't. Yeah.
go down to your knees.
So no, they don't, and they obviously wouldn't have known that the air ball is my strength. So and that was one of the things that I was actually good at when I got to Belgium, and everyone was they were surprised, a little bit surprised, was that I was good at dealing with crosses. But I always enjoyed it. That was my games. Yeah, it's they look for someone who has a presence, who's able to come out for crosses when they need to, and they just felt that with my height, I wasn't going to be that guy. And we always ended up beating Ghent in the league every year and there, so every now and then, so it was okay.
Yeah. Do you think that's a stumbling block for a lot of South African keepers in terms of going over?
I think a big stumbling block is the financials because look, I was 21. I would have earned pretty much a similar salary here that I was getting there, which wasn't much. But I wasn't worried about the money. I wanted to go play. And I think a lot of the guys who are on some big money in South Africa, when they do get the opportunity, they look at the money and it doesn't look impressive to them.
So you're telling me that the top three in South Africa would pay better than the smaller
A
clubs?
hundred,
Not really.
100%. Yeah, 100%. You can earn a lot more money in South Africa now than you would in Europe. But if you go to Europe and you do well,
Yeah, of course.
then it's a different ball game altogether. But then they most of the time they're not going to take a player who they don't know and pay them big money. Look at Percy Tau. They sent him to play second division in Belgium. And when they saw what he was able to do face to face in front of them, the next season he was playing Champions League at the Belgian champions. So it goes to show if you're willing to go
Take one step back
and
so you can take.
and
Yeah.
take a step back and do your time, they're watching. I tell you, Michael, they watch everything there in Belgium. And I think a lot of European countries also. So if there's any advice for players, go. Go and get yourself there and who knows what could happen.
You talk about advice for young goalkeepers. If you had to say to a young goalkeeper now, and obviously you have your goalkeeping academy now, if there's three things that they should focus on in terms of technique or mindset or whatever, what are like three things you think like at a very young age already start working on those things?
Well, one of the things that's changed compared to when we started was footwork.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone looks for now. Everyone wants the goalkeeper to be good with their feet.
Edison.
They want the next Edison, the next Allison. She's like it. You even see who was it now at Testegen? He was pretty good until he got injured. Shame. But yeah, I think working with your feet won't necessarily say playing out the back. But it is a big part. But I think just being comfortable with the ball at your feet is a massive thing. In terms of at training, like when you're young, don't be afraid to make mistakes, really. People are so afraid of making mistakes and being judged. I think I made so many mistakes when I was young. Roger would constantly, like I talk about Roger because those were my first 3 years as a professional. And we spoke about consistency. I'm like, doing the stuff, but be consistent in what you do, and that's how we avoided making all the mistakes. So you're going to make mistakes, but the next time, can you just do it better? Can you avoid that mistake? Yeah, learn from it because it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Even at our age, we still make mistakes, but we're able to deal with it better. So I would say make your mistakes and learn from it, and then become consistent. And then like, on a technical side, and it's one part of the area that or one part of goalkeeping that I don't understand is that no one wants to catch the ball. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why people are so afraid of catching the ball. And, even coming out for crosses, even making saves to the left or to the right, whether it's low or up. I love keepers who can try to catch the ball because I want the goalkeeper or I want the striker to have a shot and I catch it and he thinks, oh, for flip's sakes, where do I go from here? Because everything I shoot, he catches it. But if you shoot and the keeper parries it away, they think they've got a chance. It's a mental thing for them that they think they've got a chance. And I like to be a type of keeper that will catch everything and they just feel like they're shut down and they don't have a chance. And I want to make my job look easy. I don't want to make my job look hard. I like when we make it look easy. So I think a lot of keepers, one area that I think I'd like a lot more people to work on is just catching the ball, handling, having good hands.
When I think about keepers playing out from the back, I mean, your generation, or our generation anyway, would have actually had it the most difficult because you guys came through the where it wasn't a massive thing.
Yeah.
Where it was like you were hitting channels with long balls or the Kune kick, the Kune sidewinder. Like now all of a sudden it's like a priority is to build up from the back, and you guys went through all those phases now in your career. So it'll be interesting to see the next generation of goalkeepers because I'm pretty sure that from like the age of 10 years old now, there's like you have to be involved in the rondos, you have to be involved in playing out from the back.
Yeah, but again, there's always a downside to things, Mike. And one of the downsides is now you ask a goalkeeper to hit the 10 or to hit the 9 in their chest or in their feet. A lot of them can't do it anymore.
In their locker.
They don't have it anymore. And we spoke about Ronwin also. And like that's one of the things he is able to do. Off the ground, he can ping the ball better than he can hit it out of his hands. And not many keepers can do that at the moment.
Yeah, they can play the 5-meter pass to their centre back, but they can't hit the diag to the winger.
Yeah, so and I think that's such an important part of the game is and a goalkeeper sets a standard for the team, I think. And being able to play in all areas of the field, I think it plays a big part in what your team will want of you.
Yeah. In terms of stadiums in South Africa, you've played in almost every single stadium. What's your favorite stadium in the country?
Mbombela. Really? I still love Mbombela. I love the pitch. I love the colorfulness of the stadium. When you walk in, there's green and orange and blue and pink. I absolutely love it. When you go out, you see the orange giraffes outside, the black and white zebra seats. No, I love that stadium.
When you had Wits, you used it as a home ground.
We used it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, not the second time around, but in the beginning we did when the stadium opened.
You played quite a few games there.
Yeah.
And then I've had to say your least favorite stadium to play in the country.
Your least favorite? What do they call it?
Super Stadium.
Yeah, Super Stadium.
What is it? The athletics track or?
It just seems so far away and it seems unnecessary. You know which stadium I really loved also was Black Leopard Stadium. Thohoyandou.
You like it?
I loved playing there. It was fun. That was a good game.
Yeah, because you're standing in the goals there with your cap on.
Didn't have to run around, so it was fine. It wasn't 35 degrees for me out there. The stadiums are there.
Did you ever play at Charles Mopedi?
No, where's that?
The one in Free State, in Clarence, when we used to go to Clarence, in Kwakwa. When you have to walk down the spiral.
Yes.
The change room is like the change room is like 1,000 meters.
I was there with you. We played one game there against Free State Stars. And then I never saw that stadium again.
Yeah.
I remember.
You had to leave the team talk 5 minutes early so you could get to the field on time.
No, that was crazy.
Okay, well, chat about a couple of your teammates now that you've played with. The most talented player that you played with that never fulfilled their potential, that you think could have been better than what their career turned out.
Jeez, like it. Yo, that's a hard one. That's difficult, eh?
There were a couple of guys in the under-20 national team that we played with that maybe didn't go on to have great careers or that were really, really good professionals.
And now that you mentioned that, like I always look at a guy like Pule. I didn't even know his first name. I mean, we were kids. Yes. Yeah. Like he was unbelievable for us. He went with us under 20. He was there with us under 23s, and then he just disappeared.
He's one of the few guys from our group. When I think of the careers that group of under 20 national team guys that we played with had, like I'd say, like 90% of them went on to have like really solid careers.
Yeah.
And he was somebody who was like used to run the show for us at times.
Yeah.
And then just like disappeared off the radar.
Yeah.
And never saw him again.
Yeah, there was a few of them. I mean, you just look at that under 20 team and under 23 team we had. There were a couple good players there that I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, but I also like when I look about at that group, the longevity of them. Like we saw a bunch of us playing. Like
but that's the thing. So we the team we took to the World Cup, the under 20 World Cup, And then the team we had in under 23 didn't really change much.
Yeah.
There were a few guys in and out. I think you were one of them that were a little bit in and out. You disappeared, came back. But there were guys that just disappeared and we never ever saw again. And we had some good players. But we had some players.
Yeah. Okay, the most underrated player that you've ever played with. When I think about guys like that, I'm thinking about like Nazir Ali, never played a game for Bafana Bafana. Dane Clayt, like never played a game for Bafana Bafana. Like didn't get the recognition he deserved.
Dane Clayt, guys like their trophies and medals speak for itself, doesn't it? Eh? Yeah. 6 leagues, or what's it? 7 leagues, 6 leagues.
Yeah.
Numerous cups, and then just never deemed good enough. But they've done it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sad part, is that we have so many. I mean, that's just a few. There's so many players that have done well that are undervalued, underrated, and don't get the appreciation that they deserve.
Yeah. Like Serrero is another one.
I love Serrero.
Like everyone you ever speak to that ever played with Tulani, like will tell you that he's one of the best players they've ever played with.
Yeah.
But
besides that, he was within a team. He was always a decent person. Like, he never had a bad attitude. I mean, not in any of our teams. No. When he under 20, under 23, Bafana, like, he never ever had a bad attitude. So, like, a lot of people always said he was this, he was that, but we never really saw it or felt it. And that's again, we talk about this, but no one checks with the players how we feel. Because there's a lot of people who play that we could say, hey, this one year.
Literally, when you ask anyone about I can't even think of the amount of people who have asked like the best player they've played with, where they say Tulani Serrero is one of the best players that they've played with.
Yeah.
But why do we not get the best out of him in South Africa? Like, why did we never? He should have been in our. Can you imagine like Stephen Pienaar and Serrero playing together in the middle? Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's the sad thing, because straight after the Under 20 World Cup, all those Ghana Under 20 Oaks were straight in the national team. Yeah. And yet they struggled to beat us, but we couldn't get it one.
He ran circles around them, like these were guys, and then like the next season they were in the Serie A and they were in the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like for some reason we never had any under 20 players in the national team after that. And when we played Ghana, we should have probably beaten Ghana in that under 20 World Cup. They weren't better than us. Mm-hmm. They beat us in extra time with a flipping rocket that came out of nowhere. It's sad to see that we're not putting more youngsters in the national team, especially at that time when we had the teams doing well. Yeah. But let's see with this group of under 20s. Yeah. They've been doing pretty well now, so we'll see.
In terms of young goalkeepers coming through, who do you have your eye on? Who are the young keepers that are coming through at the moment that you're excited about?
Michael, I don't even know.
Really?
Honestly, I don't see enough young keepers playing in the league.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I'm asking, like, because when I look at it, I mean, you started playing professionally at Wits when you were 19, 20. Ronnie came through when he was really young. Kunek, really young. Senzo, same thing. Yeah. It's like, where's the next generation of keepers?
Yeah, Munib, you look at like even the older generation who were younger. Munib started when he was young. Rowan Fernandez when he was young. Emil Baron. All these keepers started playing when they were like in their 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Now we're struggling to find a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old that's playing regularly. Chipper United's got a foreigner playing there. Behind him is Darren Johnson. I think he's still there. Yeah, Darren Johnson's still there. Sekhukhune United's got 2 foreign keepers, and there's no real youngsters. Chiefs have a foreigner playing. Yeah. The other Brandon and Bruce Bavuma's not youngsters anymore. They're 28 or 29 and 30, I think. So yeah, there's a lot of young keepers that we don't see playing anymore. We've got Luca. He's 20. What's he now? He's 20 now. But he goes between second choice and third choice with Alson. Alson's 23 years old now, or 24, I think. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. So that's why I just asked the question, because it's worrying.
As Onyonga as the second choice, he's 39. So yeah.
So where are we going to find the next young Bafana goalkeeper?
At DK Goalkeeping.
Your academy.
At my academy.
We'll hold you to that. So we speak about you obviously turned pro very young at Wits. Do you remember what you earned your first?
8,000 Rand a month.
So you were balling, eh?
I was big time baller. My first sign-on fee, I bought my first car without a license, without a learners, and I had to drive the Brazilians.
You heard it, yes. Metro Police, please. There's your guy.
They can't prove it. No, I bought my first car with my sign-on fee and earned 8,000 Rand a month, which was lovely as a youngster. and stayed in the house with the Brazilians. So the money went a long way, actually.
Yeah. So you said the first thing you bought was but you also you pumped it out as your nice sound system and everything.
No, that was my next car. That
Yeah,
was when I signed a new contract.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my next car.
There's something I've always wanted to ask goalkeepers, and it's always bothered me throughout my career. Can you please explain to me why goalkeepers do a recovery the day after a game?
I don't even know.
This is my thinking: is that so during the week from Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
you make 100 saves in training,
Yeah.
and you dive around all the time,
Yeah.
and your training is ridiculously hard. Like I never want to do that. Then on the weekend, you have to make like 5 saves, and then after like with 70 minutes, you start cramping. You asking for the physio to come on. You need like you can't kick the ball anymore. The centre back's got to go to come kick the ball. Why? Why would that happen on match day when your training is like 5 times harder than playing a match?
So that's the thing. Like our warm-ups and our training sessions are harder than our actual games because that's how keepers train.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like that. So I get frustrated when I see keepers going down. I can't remember who we played against the other day, and I still complain. I went to the keeper and I said, oh, it was Pirates when we played Pirates at Orlando Stadium, and I said to Chaina, come on, 60 minutes and you're going down with a sore calf. I said, you haven't done anything the whole game. He's like, no, it was really sore. It was really. And I went to Tyron Demont and I'm like, come on, man, you know. So I don't understand it. I've been asked to go down once or twice just to get like some tactical information, and I refused. I said no. I'm not going down. I'm not going to look like an idiot. I said if the Oaks can't deal with the issue themselves, they must man up.
But it's actually coming from the coaching staff nowadays. Like it's a new thing that's come out, and it's only in South Africa. Like it doesn't happen anywhere else in the world where the technical team will be like, go down so we can speak to the players, and then the goalkeeper like, oh ref, my calves, whatever. And then the ref can't do anything about it.
Look, I don't like it that much, so I don't do it, or I try not to do it as much as everyone else. Look, if in all honesty, I have done it, I think once or twice in my life, but I hate it. Oh, I hate it with a passion. And then you talk about the training afterwards. I also think like the training sessions we do have, we train a lot harder than the actual game is. But with sports science and things nowadays, they feel like we need a recovery session. So I think by Cape Town City, they just like to keep me on the side so I don't make a noise so much.
It drives me crazy when the goalkeeper comes in the day after the game and they're in the ice bath and they're drinking their recovery shakes and everything, and it'll be like, guys, you had touched the ball like you literally made 10 saves.
We athletes, Michael. We athletes. Come on.
I don't know. I just don't believe you guys need to do recovery after making 10 saves in a game.
You've done sports science. What is your
I'm looking at the stats, and I'm looking at you diving 5,000 times on a Monday, and you're fine. And then on the weekend you dive 5 times, you start cramping. So if I had to say to you, you can build your perfect back four out of all the players you've played with in the PSL: left back, 2 centre backs, and a right back. Give me your perfect back four.
Sure, perfect back four. At right back, I'll put Nazir Ali, definitely. Oh, that's a hard one because I like Tammy Mkhize also a lot. Jeez, that's a hard one. I don't know. I'll go with Nazir Ali. I like his calmness and his coolness. Centre backs.
But you played with Anele as well, eh?
Anele? Yeah, a little bit at Bafana. I played against him, obviously, in Belgium. You make this harder for me.
Yeah, but I'm just throwing out names because but you stick with your guns. If you I'm a big Nazir fan, but that's obviously if you're going to play a certain way. If you just want to look after your goalkeeper, you just want to park the bus there. Then Zidi's your man. No one's going to beat him.
Nazir, definitely. Left back, left back's a tough one. Who did we have? We had Chopper. Chopper was also good. Lanty, I liked him. Yeah. Patrick, who did we have at Mark van Heerden? Listen, I played with a lot of good defenders.
You played with Tsepo Masilela as well.
Tsepo, yes, at Bafana a lot. Again, seen him at Bafana. I never really played with him, so I wasn't playing. Well, never played many matches for Bafana, but never played with him. With those in mind, I'll go with Mark van Heerden. I'll go with Mark because of his.
Gives you a lot from set pieces as well.
No, not even that. I just like him. He's nice and aggressive. He gets into people's faces, which I like. Listen, one of the Oaks that irritate me the most, but he was so good at centre back was Tara. Flippin' hell. Phyllis.
Yeah. Why did he irritate you?
Because we both used to clash heads. But flipping on game day, listen, he could do everything. He's good in the air. Catches on a bit of nonsense sometimes on the field, but He was good. Who else did I play with? Trying to think.
Tyson.
No, Tyson. Don't worry, Tyson's my right-sided centre back. I'm thinking of my left side.
Okay.
Who else could I have played with?
Did you play with Robin at Blitz?
No. Yeah, he was there, but he never played much. Also calming oak. Thinking of who we had. Tefo Mashamaite at Wits.
What about Justin from Blitz?
Justin Miller.
Yeah.
He was right back at Wits. He played all over the place.
Yeah. Neil Winstanley.
Neil Winstanley. Oh, Neil. I love Neil. Now I'm trying to think now. No, we had some players. Now I'll go with Tariq Philis. Left centre back, right centre back. I'll go with Tyson. I always like Tyson at right centre back.
Solid. Then your opinion on a big conversation in South Africa at the moment is VAR.
Yeah.
Do you think South Africa needs VAR? Do you think football in general needs VAR?
I'm quite an old school traditional person. I like the mistakes of, if it's honest mistakes, I'd rather have that than blatant cheating. I think if there's a way the world is going, I think then everyone needs to be on the same page. So if international or FIFA or UEFA or whoever's going in the direction of VAR, I think everyone should follow suit. I still like the element of making human errors, of making human mistakes, because
we've seen VAR doesn't necessarily prevent mistakes being made.
Yeah.
I'd rather
my take, Michael, is, okay, I'm thinking as a goalkeeper. If you're gonna give VAR decisions on goals, penalties and stuff, what happens when you give a wrong decision on the corner and they score from the corner? Is it not the same thing? But
that's the whole argument from the cup final, is that VAR wouldn't have solved that issue. That's just a human error. Like the ref has allowed the free kick to be taken from the wrong place.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
But VAR is not going to solve that. Like you're never going to get rid of completely human error.
Okay, but if in that final you had VAR, they could then go back and go, all right, can't count the goal, was taken from the wrong place. The free kick must be retaken. Wouldn't that be the case?
No, I don't think VAR can get involved in those type of decisions. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking from a defensive, because how many decisions go against the defender where they give a corner when it shouldn't be a corner?
Yeah.
But like those are the things, and then a goal gets scored, and you're like, well, it shouldn't have been a corner in the first place.
Yeah.
Then VAR can't get involved in that either. So then what's the point? Because now they're saying they're using it for goal, like to decide goals and stuff. But that's for me, that's an important factor.
But football for me is like, it's so subjective that like even when two people, when you look at a screen and I look at a screen, we can both say that's a foul, that's not a foul.
Yeah.
So it's like what I'd like to see actually on VAR, and it's like similar to rugby, is if you are going to do that, put it on the big screen in front of the thing. So then the ref also has to make a call in front of the fans,
in front of everyone, and
everyone gets to see the same picture, and then everyone can hear what he says on the mic to say why he thinks a certain thing, and then we can all be on the same page, and then there's clarity.
Yeah.
Because at the moment you don't know what they're talking to each other on the mic, because some of the things you hear from like the fourth officials to the refs as well, you'll be like, you wouldn't want to repeat it to anybody else because they'd.
No, I think also like then the decision needs to be explained also on why you're making a certain decision.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think they've tried it in Australia. They've tried in Australia a bit, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I was just worried that we might get some missiles if everyone saw the picture.
When it goes against a certain team.
Yeah, but if they see a certain picture and then the ref doesn't agree with them, then you could get a couple of missiles thrown your way. And then just to wrap it up, Pops, in terms of you obviously starting, like myself, starting to prep for life after football, when do you think that is going to happen? You obviously want to try to play for as long as you can.
Yeah. At the moment, I feel good. I don't feel like I've got any issues, or I don't feel like I'm running into any issues. My contract's still 2 more years from here, and I'll revisit it when that comes to an end. I'd like to be able to go up until the later stage of my 30s, around 39, 40, if it all allows. But then again, someone needs to want you. If no one wants you, then that's the end of it, isn't it?
Sure.
So it's my job is to do the best that I can and try and stay in the best shape that I can, and continue playing, continue training, and just be ready for anything, really.
Yeah. Would you call it if there was still interest, or would you just keep playing? If guys want to keep signing you at 45, would you keep going?
Yeah, I love the game. Like I wake up in the morning, and I had this conversation with one of the guys, and someone, I don't know who it was, but someone asked me, when am I going to retire? And I said, look, I wake up, I come to training, and I feel like I still want to have a go. I'm ready to win. I go to training, I'm ready to win. And guys will tell you, I don't shut up at training and they get annoyed with me. but I demand the best from myself first of all, and then I demand the best from the others also. And until that fades away, I'm happy to keep going.
Yeah, and you still enjoy training, like the
I
day to
love
day
training.
training.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh no, had a had a double yesterday. Had a hard session this morning, which was more about speed and you know, at the end of the training, you go to the small-sided games and you go, "Oh, this is the one I've been waiting for."
yeah,
And you're
yeah,
back into the small-sided game and you kick on from there. So I love the competitiveness of training. I love seeing guys do well, and I love seeing myself do well in trainings and things like that, and then taking it through to the game. So as long as the body allows and the mind stays fresh and the body stays fresh, then I don't see a reason why I should stop. And if any team wants me or any coach wants me, then why not? Why
yeah.
not carry on?
Yeah, but I mean, that goes without saying that you are obviously putting some things in place as well for the day that it eventually does stop.
Yeah, of course. I'm busy with my UEFA B coaching license at the moment, trying to get that sorted. I need to get to Scotland, but it's a constant interference with football games and stuff, with matches and things like that. So trying to sort that out slowly, and then on the other side, started the goalkeeping brand, making my own gloves, trying to get them out to keepers. You know, getting the best products possible at the best price possible, and you know, it all plays a part along with coaching. Now coaching younger guys, getting coaches to help me to take some kids and some teenagers, helping out some clubs. I've helped out Tableview, Meadowreach, Sunningdale. So helping all around with goalkeepers and just trying to put some help where I can around Cape Town and things like that. And because obviously, like I said, I want to go into coaching, and it all helps in the end. So
Yeah. How have you found your first sort of entry into business, into obviously the
it's
clubs? Now it's like
difficult.
the retail side of things
Yeah,
and
it's
selling clubs
difficult.
and
Yeah, it's difficult because I'm not a planner. I don't plan things as well as I should, or as well as a businessman should. I'm very much off the cuff, spur of the moment. So sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, oh, got that session this afternoon, forgot about it. And I quickly put in my laptop, and then I know I have to go there. Again, like social media is massive at the moment. So, you know, to push product on social media, sometimes you just like, what
yeah.
the hell do I post today? You know, and eventually you have to do it, and you have to get used to it. And I think the more I do it, the more I'll get used to it, and then the easier it becomes.
Yeah. How do you feel about? I mean, there's two schools of thought here in terms of like doing stuff on the side, like side
Yeah.
hustles and businesses and stuff for footballers. Or do you believe, like, obviously now we getting to the back end of our career, but like as a youngster, would you say to the guys like focus on your craft, focus on football, head down one direction, or do you believe there's value in growing yourself outside of football and starting businesses? And
I don't see why not. I think there's always value. I think you know, when you are younger, like we were, we didn't want to know anything else except football. You know, we were all in, and look, we never had. There wasn't as much information then as there is now. So I think everyone's got enough information to understand, like, that they can venture into other things while they're still playing. Look, as long as the job gets done, I don't see why not. I've offered some guys, even in our team. I was like, listen, you can make a bit of extra money doing some private coaching and stuff. Why not? I'll help you organize it. Just do it, and then you can see, like, some guys are unsure, they don't want to. But at the end of the day, like, I think you got to know what you want. And when I was young, when I was younger, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't even know if I wanted to coach. I didn't know if I wanted to study sports management or sports science or what I was going to do until I was like in my 30s. You know, so I think it is hard to make that decision um, at an early age in your career.
yeah, because I mean, this is a thing I see a lot is that guys, I mean, it's obviously a massive gaming culture as well now. I mean, a
Mm.
lot of our teammates like get off the football field, go play like PlayStation for like
Yeah,
7 8 hours or whatever,
yeah,
and like yeah, look, I mean, everyone's got to relax. They
yeah,
have different ways of relaxing, whatever. But I look at South African football and I think like we're never going to be in a position to retire
yeah,
from life when we're
yeah,
35. Like you're
yeah,
going to go walk straight into a job. Like you're
yeah,
going to have to work.
yeah.
And like my biggest worry is that like a lot of the guys have not exposed themselves to any sort of business,
Mm.
any sort of 9 to 5 going to an office. No one's gone to a workplace. No one knows how marketing works. No one knows how
Yeah,
any of these things work. Like I mean, I just feel like you need to expose yourself to multiple things. But you
yeah.
didn't you guys also try to start a kids clothing business
Yeah, we did that when we came back to Wits in 2016. Those were one of the things that we didn't do any research. We just we jumped all in, and we had no idea what we were doing, and that's where we learned. That's where we
Yeah.
learned the most. We had no idea what the market wanted. We had no idea what we need to do, what we need to post. Because again, like that was 2016. Instagram was still fairly. It wasn't as big as it was now. So you were kind of like, okay, what do you actually do? We didn't know what we were doing,
Yeah.
and
But that's why, like,
we suffered in the end.
yeah, but I mean, because you were playing football, like you had
Yeah.
you could afford to do that, and you could
Yeah.
afford to take the risks. Like
Yeah.
if you wouldn't probably advise that to somebody who didn't have
Yeah.
anything else going on, to
Yeah.
just say like go all in on this business.
Yeah.
But because you were playing football, you could do that.
Yeah.
So like I encourage people, because how much did you learn from like
Yeah.
making that
You're
mistake?
so much, so much. So I knew, like now with my business, I knew exactly what to do. I kind of knew how it was going to go. I knew that nothing's going to happen overnight. That it takes a lot of time. But still, even now, like a few things catch you by surprise, and you're like, oh, geez, here we go again. But now at least you're more prepared for it. You kind of know why it's happening and what you need to do, and you just push on from there.
Yeah, but that's life in general. I mean,
Yeah.
but I think that's why I just worry about guys that have like the single track mindset.
Yeah.
And I never say like don't focus on your craft, don't focus, put everything with regards to football. But there is so
Yeah.
much dead time where guys
Yeah.
can grow.
Well, if you like gaming, you make money from gaming. Might as
Yeah,
well.
that's true as well. Pops, I think that's it. We've gone
Yeah.
through a lot, man. Thank you so much for your
That
time.
was a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, sorry,
Jeez,
bro. I've
like-
grilled you for a good hour.
Just don't expose me.
Yeah, no, we haven't done any deep and dark secrets here. Yeah, but thank you so much, Brew, and yeah, it's been a privilege sharing the field with you, and good to be in Cape Town together as well. We've had a long road together from back in the day.
No, definitely.
Yeah, so thanks again for joining me.
No, you're welcome. Anytime. Appreciate it.
Cool, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.